Previously, I've always done book musicals, and you've had to pretty much stay rigid to what Broadway had already done. Even though there's always room for your own interpretation of a character, it's pretty restricted within that script. So this musical actually allowed some originality and my own ideas to come into it, as well as the rest of the cast and the director and everybody.
So before, with doing a show like The Sound of Music, there's a story there, you get put into the character, and you do the show as it's written, and that's the end. But with this, with the song cycle and with the story that we're doing, characters are created from our experiences, so there's more of us put into the show rather than we're just put into a character. The character is us.
I think it's a little bit harder because you really have to get your character across in each of your songs. And it's harder, but it's more fun. I mean, the songs aren't doing this, and they're not cheesy, they're real, and you get to put your emotion in every song.
When you do the standard musicals, or even the newer musicals that have already been on Broadway, you get, you know, kind of almost sucked into doing what had been done already that gets the bona fide laugh and where the real moment happens, whereas this was originally done with only 4 people, and now we've doubled it to 8, and everybody has their own storyline to follow, and we're really using the lyrics of the song to really develop who we are as characters and see the journey we're going to take.
One song that I could really relate to is the first song that I sing in the show. It's called Monticello, and it's about a young kid around my age, I'm 18 years old, leaving Monticello, Indiana, and trying to go to a completely new place where he could have the opportunities to be successful and just be in a completely different environment. And I grew up in Dallas, Texas, in the suburbs of Dallas, Texas, and this last year, before I graduated high school, I actually graduated a year early from high school, I kind of can relate with what the lyrics are in Monticello about wanting to leave and go somewhere where I can try new things, where I can pursue musical theater.
Along the way, for my character, just because it's such a in retrospect type of song, you know, thinking back on different occasions that you just failed or made mistakes. And the beginning of the song, it's like bittersweet. You know, you're laughing, you think, oh my God, this song is hysterical. And then it comes in at this really poignant, you know, once you get to the bridge, it has people just sit back and like, wow, that's what that song means, you know? So I think that song really sums up my character as a whole, you know, definitely.
Coasting, which is the opening of Act 2, really helped me to develop who my character was. I mean, you'll see everybody goes on their own little journey, but my character starts off in a relationship. She's been with the same guy since high school, and they're engaged, but somewhere deep inside she's just not sure if it's right anymore for her and for both of them. She loves him, but they're not in love anymore. So in Coasting, there's a lyric that says, so really what's the point if we're just coasting on the surface? We're capable of finding, saying, feeling so much more. So it's kind of her moment to really think about it. Like, this isn't just something that should be taken lightly. This is a big decision to make, and is it really one you just want to coast through, or do you want to really think about this and see if it's what's right?
My character's physical self is behind his emotions and his brain. He knows from the very beginning that he's meant for better, as a lot of the characters do, but he doesn't quite know how to put himself in a position to do that. And throughout the course of the show, he finds inspirations, he finds muses, he finds abilities, he finds his dreams, and he starts to understand the steps that he has to take, whether that involves meeting a girlfriend or you know, a lot of other things that come with growing up, being 20 years old, and how the shift from 20 to 22 to 25 to 27 really makes a huge difference in someone's life.
Okay, well, I'm a little emotional, and we had a little emotional rehearsal the other day. Emotional in a good way. It was the first time that Travis sang I Once Knew, and we hadn't been in the theater. Me and Emily and I were in the hall. We weren't watching, so we came in and we ran all the numbers, and he sang it, and I was just hysterically crying. just everything, and just like the story of the song itself, and just like, I don't know, maybe I was just having an emotional moment, but it was just so beautiful. And I think that's when I realized that this is what the show is. You know, these stories are so real and so relatable. And it's so nice to be able to, I wasn't the only one crying. I won't tell you who else was crying, but a lot of us were crying. So it's like we're all feeling the same thing. It's not just me. I'm usually the loser that cries at the movie. But we all were sitting there and crying, and it's just because we all got it.
So with this cast, I've had the privilege of working with people that I've worked with before. I've worked with all the girls before, and I've known them for so long, and we're really, really good friends. So that was definitely a comforting thing going into the project. And then the other three guys, it's like, I feel like we've known each other forever. So that was really cool. Like, we all stepped into it, and we just all clicked, like, from the first moment, you know?
I think right off the bat, we kind of all clicked, which is weird because I knew the girls previously, but a lot of the guys I didn't know. None of us really knew each other, so coming in right away, I mean, we make fun of each other. I think it's playful fun, but everyone just taunts each other. I think I've told people I'm gonna fist fight them pretty much every day.
When I work during the day at my job, it's like, I want the job to be done, come to rehearsal, do the show, and I feel like this show is my job right now rather than the job I'm getting paid to do. This is what I want to do, so even whatever the show is, that's my job.
I go to Fordham University. I'm getting my master's in school psychology, and that is mostly what I do during the day. Even though my classes are at night, we have a lot of homework to do, articles to read, and like chapters of books and projects. So that's what I do during the day. So if I don't have class, I'm here at Edge's rehearsal. So it's a very nice study break. And I sometimes have trouble doing my homework because I like to sing my Edge's songs and go over what we did the rehearsal before. I called Gina Noto this morning, and I was like, hey, good morning, how are you? And then both of us were like, we're so excited to go to Edge's rehearsal. Not that I haven't been excited to do shows in the past, but this is the first time that I wake up every single morning and I want to be at rehearsal.
We're all taking chances. We're all doing something new. So we've all just given each other the support we need to create something completely original.
It's what I look forward to every day, period.